strategy. Let's flip the script. Let's get out of the emotional side of things and let's talk about what I'm planning to do moving forward. So as you guys know, we took that hit last week. A lot of us did with the whole Kalima sell-off and whatnot, which it's acceptable to understand. I went over this in previous video breakdowns. We have to assume and understand the risk. The risk is we could lose money, and we did, or at least I did. I was open with you guys. I lost like, I don't remember, it was like 800 or 1100 bucks in that realm of things. Not anything too significant. My portfolio went from like 17.8 down to like 16.5. I think when I pulled out, it was like 16.3, and I moved all that money to a different pool, right? Now I'm only in one pool. I mentioned that in a previous video. And it's earning me 323% right now. And I believe sometimes it fluctuates. Like yesterday, I checked it, it was like 385. The other day, it was like 410. So it just fluctuates. But again, it meets my requirement of staying above 200%. I'm only going to use that for now. Outside of those two pools, Aerodrome and Mag, what I'm going to be doing moving forward is building a stablecoin portfolio only. And the reason for this is because I sat back and I thought about how I've made it this far in my investing and trading career. And one of the key metrics that I've capitalized on is comfortability and a safety net. So what's allowed me to take on more risk? What's allowed me to be okay with taking certain positions in forex or buying certain assets, like putting $4,000 into Brett, right? Just randomly, like who cares? I don't care about $4,000. It's $4,000, whatever. What's created my mindset and my comfortability to be able to do that? It's my safety net. I'm not going to tell you guys what that safety net is, but just know that ever since I got out of the military, I've always kept a certain amount of money in my bank account, and it's enough money to cover all of my living expenses for the entire year. And I've never allowed my bank account or my cash or whatever I have liquid in that moment to go below my yearly necessity amount. And so that I zoom out and I look back and I say, well, that's why I've been so comfortable taking more risk, because it's created an environment for myself where I don't care emotionally about my investments, because worst case scenario is I lose it and I don't lose everything because I have a safety net. And I want that in DeFi. And right now, while the APRs are still relatively high, even on these stablecoin pairs, I want to take advantage of building that safety net, but remaining safe the entire time I'm doing it. I want to, DeFi for me, I want to completely take out the risk. Now, obviously, of course, that's not possible, but I want to take the route in my investing career in DeFi to minimize the risk as much as possible. This isn't forex for me. This isn't crypto holdings for me. This isn't crypto leverage trading for me. This is how can I build a portfolio that is literally going to look like a slope to the upside over a prolonged period of time without a whole bunch of trials and tribulations. And so for me, stablecoins is the way to do that. So from now on, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to completely revamp the $50,000 portfolio idea, and I'm going to be dumping as much money as I possibly can into stablecoins and earning yield only on stablecoins. So every single time I make trades in GBP USD, I've been going light this year. I've only made like this year in forex, and that's on the low end for me over the past 3 years. Usually by Q1, Q2, I want to be sitting back and saying I'm done Q3, and then I usually take Q4 off. That's usually how I've been going. But this year it was flip-flop for me. I took off pretty much the vast majority of Q1, came in heavy at the beginning of Q2, and now I'm going to have to go heavier if I want to take off in Q4 and Q3. So that's coming for sure. And all that money that I make from forex, I'm looking at a minimum of anywhere based off of my trading strategy and my capital, a minimum of per month. I'm going to take that minimum amount. If I make more than that, 80% of that's going into these stablecoin pools. Whether it's, and I'm going to show you some examples here. So my goal is to meet that $50,000 threshold in just stablecoins, but then to eventually scale that to 100,000. I'll probably set the tone, set the bare minimum of $100,000 locked in stablecoins that are earning me a minimum of 40 to 60% per year APR. Okay. And the reason for that is because once I have that in the digital realm of things, in the DeFi realm of things, a safety net, then I will full circle and start to expose myself more. But in my mind, I'm committing myself to the long term by taking the approach that nobody wants to take up front, which is building the safety net first. And again, this is just my approach. That's why I feel like I've become successful in trading and investing, is because I've never felt like I needed the money that I'm playing with. And that's allowed me to take more risk, more strategically, because I know that no matter what, I have something to fall back on. And I want to show you guys, the people that stick around with CYPRX 5 years from now. I'm telling you, this video right now, I'm gonna look back on, because I could go back to 2020 and watch videos from CYPRX on the internet right now. This is gonna be one of those videos where I look back and I say, I told you so, because I'm gonna show you a rising equity curve over the next 2-3 years that goes from where it's at now, started at 10 grand, and hits $100,000, and it looks like a slope. And when you compare that to myself and other people, it's going to look all like this. Again, not everybody's going to look like this, but I'm trying to mitigate that. I'm trying to just go up and mitigate my risk to the downside. And so how I see doing that right now is through stable coins, because obviously, of course, it cuts out volatility unless one of the stable coins depegs, right? Stable coins in that environment in crypto is a lot more positive than it is crypto assets. Okay. And I want to capitalize on that. We got stablecoin regulations coming in full swing, right? And so for me, I feel like that's going to be a market that's more, not necessarily less scam driven, but you're a lot less likely to get rug pulled on a regulated stablecoin, for example, USDC, than you are on some crypto pair, like, just as an example, because that's the pool that I'm in right now. Okay. And so I'm just, again, trying to figure out ways to mitigate risk in my strategy, and just show you guys what I'm looking to do. And so that's my spiel. I hope that you guys understand why I'm taking that approach, because I have those people. Again, not everybody's strategy is the same. Some people might not have a lot of capital, right? You might be starting out with $100. So getting 40% on a stable coin with $100 is not a lot of money. You might not make 20 grand minimum like I do per month. So me making 20 grand minimum per month, I know that if I stick 80% of that, 18 grand, in the stablecoin, I'll automatically be making 40% on 18 grand. That's my perspective. So that's a lot more appetizing than me. But for you, if you're starting out with $1,000, you're definitely going to want to be, again, not financial advice, looking to grow that capital. So you might need to be in those pools that are paying 326%, 400%, 200%, so on and so forth. But I zoomed out and I realized I'm past that point in my trading career. I don't need those high APRs. I have a foundation. Let me take that foundation and create another foundation in DeFi, so then I can full circle and then go start taking the risk. So that's my approach now. I'm just trying to show you guys how mature I am in my trading and investing career, and how I'm going to get to the pinnacles I plan to reach. Okay. Real quick, let me just show you guys the platform that right now I'm thinking about doing that. And as always, as investors and as traders, we're going to need to adjust on the fly. That means if goes through some type of regulatory clampdown, or their platform goes, but like something, if the environment changes, I'll consider shifting my funds. But for now, from what I've seen, I think I'm going to choose